Now it is time. So we would like to begin the briefing session of ZOZO for the fourth quarter consolidated business results for FY 2018 ending in March 2019. Please refrain from taking any photographs or video during the announcement. And also, please refrain from posting videos and audio without permission. And the presentation slides that Mr. Maezawa will explain today will be uploaded to the top page of our IR website as a supplementary document. Please use that for your reference. Also, please refrain from taking photos of the screen with your smartphone today. Now we would like to start by introducing the presenters. In the front row, President and Representative Director, Mr. Yusaku Maezawa. Executive Vice President and CFO, Mr. Koji Yanagisawa. Director, Mr. Kotaro Sawada. Director, Mr. Masahiro Ito. In the back, Mr. Takanobu Muto, Executive Officer, General Manager. Mr. Fuminori Hirose, Executive Officer and General Manager of Business Administration Division. And Mr. Mineki Okura, Executive Officer, General Manager. Mr. Toshiaki Shimizu, Executive Officer, General Manager. And Ms. Akiko Oishi, Executive Officer. We are planning to finish at 6:30 today. I would like to have the Executive Vice President, Mr. Yanagisawa, to share with you the earnings overview. Good evening. If we can jump right in, we would like to give you an overview of the full year consolidated financial results for FY 2018. So it's a big group today, and there are many things that we need to share with you today. And we will also talk about the next fiscal year as well. So we would like to move swiftly. So please refer to the first page of your handout. Our GMV landed at 323.1 billion yen, up by 19.4% year-on-year, and our OP was down by 21.5% at 25.6 billion. OP margin was 7.9%, which decreased by 4.2 points year-on-year. As regards to the achievement rate against the revised plan, which was announced on the 31st of January, this is the progress rate. It was 98.8% for GMV and 96.8% for OP, and neither reached the target. The reason for GMV to have undershot the target was because the push-up effect of ZOZO Arigato, our paid membership service, was lower than what we had expected. That was a big reason. And the reason for OP not to have reached the target was because valuation loss was posted in relation to the private brand inventory. Next, please refer to page 6 of your handout. This is the increase-decrease analysis of the OP. OP decreased from 32 billion and 660 million last year to 25 billion 650 million this year. It is down by approximately 7.01 billion. To give you the breakdown, the GMV went up by 6.35 billion. There was a decrease in the rate of payment collection commission due to the changes in the composition of the settlement matters, so this added 1.1 billion. So these are the two positive factors. And there was a decrease of 3.08 billion due to the lowering of the gross profit margin. This is because there was valuation loss posted in relation to the private business, and it is attributable to discount that took place under ZOZO Arigato paid membership service. So in total, that was 3.08 billion of decrease. And there was increase in promotion expenses that came from ZOZOSU distribution and PB-related ads and such, which brought it down by 4.21 billion. It is attributable to increase in shipping costs due to the change of the shipping charges, which took place in September 2017. So that was a negative effect. And then there had been increase in the rate of payroll due to increase in the number of employees and also due to more number of logistics centers. So that was 1.94 billion. And there's also others. Next is the consolidated balance sheet on the next page. For cash and deposits, it was 8.2 billion for the third quarter, but it has come up to 21.5 billion by the end of this quarter, and it's recovered to the level equivalent to the last year. So before it was 8.2 billion, so there was a big drop, but we're making a comeback. Please go to page 8. This is about cash flows. So not much change to what I had explained to you before. For cash flows from investing activities, there was expenses related to the expansion of the warehouses. And for cash flows from financing activities, as I have explained before, there was increase in short-term borrowings for funding, as well as the expenditure for purchase of treasury stock. Next are quarterly history of GMV on page 11. Our GMV for the fourth quarter was 88 billion, up by 19.8% year-on-year. And if you break it down by each business, ZOZOTOWN business makes up 85.2 billion. This saw an increase of 19.4% year-on-year, and of which 80.8 billion comes from consignment sales, which was up by 21.1%. And 4.3 billion came from ZOZO Used, which was down by 5.6% year-on-year. And the private brand business accounts for 500 million. And B2B business accounts for 2.3 billion. This is up by 10.3%. And if you look at the growth drivers that contributed to the 21.1% growth rate of consignment sales within ZOZOTOWN business, we grew 10% from organic growth and 7.5% from opening of new shops and 3.5% from others. Within the effect of new shop opening, the growth of stores that opened in 2017 was especially strong. These stores that opened in 2017 had the push-up effect from ZOZO Arigato, so that's also included. With regards to ZOZO Arigato membership, we did see the push-up effect from discount, which encouraged purchases. However, some shops have decided to leave or decided to sell less of their full-price products. That led to negative effect. Also, the number of those who signed up for the service was lower than what we had expected. So therefore, the service did not contribute as much as we had hoped. So it didn't contribute that much to the growth of GMV. So as it has been released, for ZOZO Arigato service, we will stop accepting applications for the service today, and we will finish this service on May 30th, 2019. And Mr. Maezawa will talk about this later. Page 16. Next, this is quarterly changes of OP. Our OP for the fourth quarter decreased by 44.9%, landing at 5 billion yen. Our OP margin was 5.7%. Key factor of the decrease compared to the same period of the last year is that there was upfront costs relating to the private brand business, so that has continued. And operating loss of the private business alone for the fourth quarter was 4.4 billion. A big factor is the valuation loss of the private brand, which was posted. So the loss was the biggest compared to the 3 quarters of this year. And then this is the valuation loss for the end of this fiscal year. And costs incurred for the private business were ad spend for free distribution of ZOZO suit and personal costs for the private brand, including overseas staff and engineers. So these have continued. So these are included in the costs. And OP of other businesses aside from the private brand was 9.4 billion with OP margin of 10.8%. And gross margin decreased with the discount of ZOZO Arigato. Thus, OP margin was lower than that of the same period of last year. Next, please turn to page 17 of your handout. This is the quarterly SG&A development. SG&A was 18.8 billion for the fourth quarter. SG&A against GMV was 21.4%. It is approximately the same level as the same period of last year. And the amount of discount is deducted from GMV, and that is for Arigato service. So just like last year, promotion-related costs have been controlled. Please go to page 15. Here's a breakdown of SG&A for the full year. There's not much change to this, so for increase and decrease factors, please refer to the comments. And next, I want to talk about our KPIs. Please turn to page 19 of your handout. Here, you find the number of total buyers. The number of total buyers was 8.12 million, which went up by 5 million from the previous quarter. And active members went up by 300,000, recording 6.45 million. Guest buyers decreased by 240,000, landing at 1.67 million. We expanded our services for members with improvement of brand coupons and such. In 2018, December 25th, we started the Arigato service, and this pushed up the number of the active members. And the guest members, for the same reason, decreased compared to the previous quarter. Next, please go to page 20. This is the number of shops as of the end of this fourth quarter, and it amounted to 1,245 shops. Compared to the previous quarter, we have decreased the number of shops by 10. There was a lot of stories in the press about brands moving away from ZOZO. And when you look at the effect of that, in the fourth quarter, at the end, there were 25 shops that closed due to the effect of ZOZO Arigato. In the previous announcement, we've informed you that there were 42 shops that have refrained their sales. And to give you an update on them, 21 shops have already closed, and 14 shops are still not selling on our platform yet. And 7 shops have restarted their sales on our platform. As regards to ZOZO Arigato, we've just announced that we will end this service. In the meantime, we have continued to actively open new shops. So year-to-date number of new shops for FY2018 was 213 shops. And in the fourth quarter, we had brands like Casilla, it's a hat brand, and also women's shoes and bag brand Artemis by Diana, and a boutique carrying small fashion goods, Lazy Susan. So in total, 42 shops have newly opened, including those shops that I have mentioned in this quarter. And for the current fiscal year in progress, we plan to open about 100 to 150 shops on an annual basis. Please go to page 22. Next is the annual purchase amount and pieces per active member. Annual purchase amount per active member was 46,315 yen. The number of pieces bought was 11.1 pieces. Annual purchase amount went up by 306 yen. That has risen slightly, and the number of pieces did not see the change. This is because new active members we have acquired through ZOZOSUIT that we started the distribution of in the third quarter of the last fiscal year have now become existing active members from this fourth quarter and had worked to push up the percentage of existing members within active member segment. Next, this is the annual purchase amount in pieces per existing active member. This is on page 23. So the annual purchase amount was 55,792 yen, and annual pieces was 13.4 pieces. So the number of pieces came down slightly by 0.2 pieces. And also we saw a slight change in the annual purchase amount as well. And then this is because the ratio of newly registered existing members within existing active members has increased, especially the ones that we have acquired through our initiative of deferred payment. Next, let's go to page 25. This is ARP, average retail price. ARP was 4,364 yen, up by 3.8% year on year. For this quarter, ARP has seen an increase. It's been a while since the last time we saw an increase. The higher ratio of lower price shops had been rising and it had been pushing down the ARP, but this downward trend seemed to have stopped somewhat. That's how we see it. And also, with ZOZO Arigato, Arigato members could get the benefit of discount, and we saw people buying more products from higher end shops. So that's the kind of behavior that we saw. I think that could have been one of the factors. And if you go to page 26, you have the average purchase amount per shipment, and that effect also influenced the average purchase amount per shipment. So it was up by 9.8% year on year, and it landed at 9,454 yen. And this is also thanks to ZOZO Arigato, and thanks to the increase in ARP. And lastly, this is our consolidated business forecast, FY 2019 ending in March of 2020. GMV, 367 billion yen, with growth rate of 13.6%. And for net sales, 136 billion, with growth rate of 14.9%, so approximately 15%. And OP, 32 billion, with growth rate of 24.7%. OP margin, 8.7%. Recurring profit, around the same level. And profit attributable to owners of the parent, 22.5 billion. And for earnings per share, 73.7 yen. And we plan dividends per share to be 30 yen. And for the target by business segment, please refer to page 30. And also the 3-year medium-term plan announced on the 27th of April 2018 will be withdrawn because there have been significant changes from the original preconditions we had drawn out. So for this current fiscal year, we want to use this as our business forecast. That's it from my side. I'd like to hand over to Mr. Maezawa. Hello, good evening. This is Maezawa. Thank you very much for coming in spite of your busy schedule. Well, there are many topics to cover today, and all of the board of directors are here with us, and I also want to talk about them as well as the last topic, and they would greet you individually after my presentation. So before you look at the handout, I want to start off by talking about something that's not in the handout. So this morning, I have made the announcement. We sponsor Golf PGA Tour ZOZO Championship. So about that, there was a tweet made by the player himself. So Mr. Tiger Woods is actually coming to Japan. I think this is amazing. And I believe that you have a really fresh memory of him doing a great job in Masters. So it's been 14 or 15 years since he last came to Japan. So we've been getting a lot of attention, and he's been getting a lot of attention. So actually, we are from the same year grade. So we're both 43 years old. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. So I actually went to Florida and had a chit chat with Mr. Tiger Woods. He's doing very well, I have heard. So I'm looking forward to how he does in PGA. And I hope that you would also enjoy the game as well. So it's starting on the 24th of October in the Country Club. I hope you would enjoy that. So I want to now walk you through the deck. So as it has been announced already, ZOZO Arigato service, we would like to finish it. On the 25th of December, on a Christmas day, we started the service. We offered discount, and at the same time, we hope that our users will make donations using the discounted amount. And as it was informed to you from Mr. Yanagisawa, we looked at the cost effectiveness of this, and then it wasn't so favorable. And from some of the brands, we didn't really receive a good reputation of this, and that's why we decided to stop the service. This is already uploaded on our website. We have already stopped new applications or acceptance of new applications. And then for the existing members, the service will go on until the 30th of May, but after that it will stop. And I believe that some of our users have already paid the annual fee, and we will return the annual fee on a monthly pro rata basis. And arigato, it seems like there was a lot of attention that went towards the discount, but actually we were able to get a lot of donations. So actually the arigato members were able to decide how much money they would like to donate. And in total, we were able to have donations of 29,199,000. So that's close to almost 30 million. This is thanks to all of the members of Arigato. We have always been active in CSR. So every time there was a natural disaster, we'd go and help. And this was a part of that as well as a service. But it seems like the discount part was the part that garnered a lot of attention. But in reality, this service led to a total of approximately 30 million yen in donations. And unfortunately, we need to stop this. But we would like to find other ways to give back. And we would like to inform you about it once that is ready to be announced. So as I said, the cost effectiveness was bad. And as it was reported in the news, the reputation from some brands was not so favorable. And some brands have decided to withdraw from ZOZOTOWN. So what do we do next? So what we need to do going forward is to offer values that is not price. So in apparel business, discount and sales happen all the time, and we also do coupons. And as ZOZOTOWN, we also do that as well. So we still believe that we need to change the situation of the industry. And therefore, we want to offer values that is not price. So we want to have a service where it would allow us to offer values other than price. So it became a price competition when we introduced ZOZO Arigato, and somewhat I believe that we have lost the trust of the brands. And I have actually gone to see people of these brands. And I also myself talked to them and explained about the reason why we're stopping ZOZO Arigato. And I believe that going forward, we need to put more importance on such these things. So we need to put more importance on co-creation. And Kyoso co-creation is not Kyoso, the competition Kyoso, but this is Kyoso co-creation. And we also have to have a sense of empathy among people who love fashion. And we also want to put importance on the sense of sharing as well. So I myself go to the brands and talk about this. And the finishing of ZOZO Arigato is received quite well by the brands, and some said that they didn't expect this to go on for long. And they also voiced out their concern that they felt. So they were very transparent about that. And I'm happy that I was able to make this decision swiftly. But there are users who are already using this service. So I feel very sorry and apologetic. I feel apologetic towards those members. So what are some of the things that we can do for the users? So ZOZO card business, we've been doing this for quite some time, but it hasn't become a business that stands out so much. But we wanted to highlight this business once again. And after ZOZO Arigato is done, we would like to position this and restart this business as a service where we can offer benefits to the users. And we would also do an upgrade of the reward points. So before, the reward point rate was 2% for ZOZO card, and we're going to increase it to 5%. And if they were to use this credit card outside of ZOZOTOWN, they will be able to have a reward point rate of 1%. So for ZOZO Arigato, there was monthly fee or the annual fee that the users needed to pay. But this ZOZO card will be free of charge. And then they will be able to enjoy 5% reward point rate if they were to use it in ZOZOTOWN. And we would start accepting the applications for this next month on the 30th of May. Well, ZOZO Arigato service will end on the 30th of May. So if possible, and I know that we're being a bit selfish here, but we hope that the users will transfer from ZOZO Arigato to this ZOZO card service. So I talked about ZOZO Arigato and ZOZO card. And now I would like to talk about the future of the private brand business. First of all, I want to go back and talk about why we started private brand business. So about 18 months ago, we launched it. And at that time, when we started our private brand business, this is what we believed in. I'm going to read this out loud. Small, medium, and large are not at all enough for sizing. There are multiple needs for sizings for those who are small and big and those who are looking for a size between small and medium. When it's online shopping, you can't try on clothes. It's very difficult for users to choose between S, M, and L. If we can let the users choose from multiple sizes without letting them try on the clothes, we will be able to create a new market. So that's what we believed in, but things didn't go in the way that we had hoped. But when I went back and looked at the survey that we conducted, this is not just what we believe in, but I believe that we're very confident about this now. So let's look at the survey result. So is sizing important when you purchase your clothes? And actually 98% has said yes. And have you given up buying online because you don't know if the size will fit you? And as you would imagine, actually 89% of those who answered the survey has mentioned that they have given up buying online because they weren't sure if the size would fit them. So this is a big challenge for us to take on. And have you been unhappy about how different brands have different sizes? Even these are S, M, and L. So actually 89% has said that they are unhappy about how different brands have different sizes. Next, do you try on the clothes before buying to see if it fits you? So again, the percentage is high. 94% has said that they would try on the clothes. And fifthly, first of all, most of the people need to try on the clothes before buying. And we asked a really open question, a very transparent question, whether they like trying on clothes or not. Actually, only 42% said that they like trying on new clothes, and 58% said that they don't like trying on clothes. So people have voiced out concerns and anxiety about buying online because they can't try on the clothes. But in reality, 58% of the people do not like to try on clothes. And we asked why they don't like it, and they said that it's troublesome and they feel kind of embarrassed about trying on clothes. Especially women said that they're embarrassed about trying on clothes before buying. What if there were clothes that you could choose and buy without trying them on? Would that be convenient for you? So basically, people do not want to try on clothes because it's troublesome. And actually 80% has said, yes, it is convenient if I can make the purchase of clothes without trying them on. So if you look at the user survey, they're saying they don't want to try on clothes, but yet they have to. So it's been an year since we launched our private brand. And when I reflect back on it, if you look at it individually by item, they are selling. So on the left, this is 3,900 yen slim tapered denim. Actually, we have sold 217,000 units of this. And the sizes that we have sold amounted to 3,218 sizes. We actually have more than that. Of course, there are sizes that we haven't even sold a single unit of. And then if you look at it just as one item, so it has ranked number 1 in the annual apparel sales ranking, number 1. And what's sold the second is this really simple basic t-shirts, and the simple basic t-shirts have sold 75,000 units. And then usually you just have 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. But believe it or not, the sizes that we have sold amounted up to 1,427 sizes. So what it indicates is that there is a potential demand for size needs or sizing needs. So we decided to roll out 3,000 sizes to see if there's a demand for it. And then we have discovered that there is a demand for different sizes. And we were able to sell this many for denim and t-shirts. And then we also looked at the repeat purchase rate as well. So we only have very small portfolio of our private brand, but the repeat rate of purchasers within the last 3 months was 2.5 times of the regular items. So what it means is that once you find your preferred size, the chances of the user repeat purchasing that will go up to 2.5 times. So we have looked at the result of the survey and the result of ZOZO sales, and it is for sure that there's a high demand for what we call multi-size.
それでなんですが、じゃあそんなニーズのたくさんあったプライベートブランド ZOZO、
why did we fall short of the budget for the private brand ZOZO? So this is actually an expression said by someone. I'm going to read this. If you want your users to accept one new thing, it should be limited to one or two new things. Don't expect that the users will accept plural new things. So do you know who said this? I don't think you've heard this expression because I'm the one who said this. Sorry. So it was said by me. So I just wrote this because this is something that I say in my company a lot. I always say, be focused. You should select and concentrate. Even though I preach about this, I did many things for the private brand. So first of all, we changed the brand name to ZOZO. And then for the sizings, we said that we would have thousands or 10 of thousands. And people got confused and they were too surprised. And then there was a measurement part. So you could only make the purchase unless you do the measurement with ZOZO suit. So the bar was set very high. So we have been saying innovations, and I believe that we did too many new things at the same time, although I always preach that we should focus. But yet, we tried too many new things at the same time. So, the way forward for the private brand, I believe that there were hints in the user survey. So we asked this to the users too. So if your favorite brand carried clothes that is a perfect size for you, would you like to buy it? Whopping 99% said yes. If their favorite brand carried clothes that was a perfect size for them, they would buy it. So what do? So I'm going to rename our private brand is our private brand, but we want to make an announcement of a new business which is titled MSP business, and it is abbreviation for multi-size platform. So it's just taking the initials of multi-size platform. So it's MSP business. So what is this business about? So in collaboration with brands, we would produce multi-sized clothes, multi-sized items, and we would sell this on the platform of ZOZOTOWN. So what it means is that we would do this together with the brands. And we have had collaborations with brands before, but there's know-how that we have gained through our private business. And we know for sure that people are looking for multi-sizes. So we're now having discussions with the brands so that we will be able to offer multi-sizes with brands. And if this comes true, your aspirational brand will start to offer products with plural sizes. So it will be multi-sized. And for the private brand, we had thousands of sizes. Can we do something like that with brands? But it's written in small letters at the bottom. So it depends on the item, but we would have about 20 to 50 sizes for MSP business. So together with the brands, we would like to produce multi-size items with 20 to 50 sizes. And then with their approval, I'm bringing forward the names of the brands that are cooperating with us. So Bay Cruise Group, Urban Research, Beams, Mark Styler, Stripe, Daytona, Pal Group, and Levi's. So as ZOZOTOWN, these are wonderful brands that have supported us for a long time, and they're saying that MSP business seems interesting for them. And we're planning on launching this in autumn. So we're now selecting the actual items that we would like to sell in multi-sizes. And we are now having deliberation about specific topics, like how the look and feel of the website should be. And this MSP business, on the financial announcement document, we would like to post the forecast of 10 billion yen for the budget. So for the first year, we're starting in autumn of this year. We want to generate sales of 1 billion yen at least in cooperation with the brands for MSP. Next, this is enhancement of support of brand ECs. So this is going to be a new business that we're going to do. As a matter of fact, we have been doing this before, but we want to make this even bigger. And in order to make this bigger, we have changed and upgraded the service contents. So before, up until now, we used to get 15% operation and handling fee for brand EC operation. This is for the logistics and whatnot. But that will be all free of charge. But there will be a requirement for that. And that precondition is that they would carry common inventory with ZOZOTOWN. Also, the brand ECs will have a login data linkage or connection. So the users will be able to use the common payment service with ZOZOTOWN. And we also want to share our data of ZOZOTOWN. For example, for business suits, users have input their data. And then in some way or another, we would like to also share this with the brands. So I would like to inform you about this more in detail when the details are fixed. So why did we decide to support other brands' EC so much by even making it free of charge? So I want to give you the backdrop. Actually, we are having discussions with the brands saying that there will be opportunity loss if there was shortage of inventory. And if there is a shortage of inventory, there will be opportunity loss that amounts up to GMV of approximately 30%. We have been saying that we have been focusing on raising the inventory level, but still there is an opportunity loss that amounts up to 30% of GMV, which is about 100 billion yen. So by supporting brand ECs, rather than to just generate sales, we want to coexist and also prosper with the brands so that there will be less out of stock, so that we will be able to have zero customer who cannot buy from ZOZOTOWN. And I have just given you specific names of the brands with their permission today. So there's Ralph Lauren, Mark Styler, Stripe. So we are going to keep the inventory of such brands, and then we would coexist together so that we will be able to enhance the fulfillment by ZOZO. So I think you can look forward to this initiative as well. Next, this is also a new topic as well. So I wanted to do ZOZOTOWN once again in China. So we're taking on that challenge once again. Maybe some of you remember this, some of you don't. Actually, 6 years ago, we had a joint venture with SoftBank, and then we entered into the China market, and then it became a failure, and we have withdrawn from that market. But the domestic situation of China has changed, and the situation of Japanese brands have changed in China. So I wanted to once again have a challenge in China. And when I look back at why we failed 6 years ago, I believe that the selling prices did not fit to the income level of the young segment. So it was quite difficult for them to buy from us when they're, not that expensive. The really expensive ones sold though. But actually the income level of the customers in China has risen to 4 to 5 times already. And I believe that the price zone of Japanese brands will be a fit to them. And maybe it's not so good to talk about Taobao in this way, but 6 years ago, there was less freedom because we opened up our shop in Taobao Mall. In terms of design, there was not much flexibility or freedom. So, for example, we have garnered your attention with the usage of CG, but within Taobao, we couldn't do anything that was fashion forward so much. We couldn't do something that was more fashion forward or free. So not only are we going to pay attention to the UX, but even for promotions, because we're going to have our independent website and app, I think we can do something freer. And maybe I'm just preaching to the choir here, but if you look at the retail size of fashion, in 2018, it was 35 trillion. And believe it or not, this is just for B2C. With B2B, it's even higher. 35% is sold online. And this is, a 35 trillion size of a market. And the growth rate is actually twice as higher than the global fashion market, and it's still going strong. And it's actually the youngsters that is pushing up the growth rate. So in low teen, in the 30s, there are brands that are popular among them. It's called Chow Pai, and they're very hot. And then even if you look at the Chow Pai market size independently, it makes up for 412.3 billion renminbi, and it's up by 162%. So that's exactly the segment that we can target. And once again, we're showing the names of the brands. And this has been informed already to the brands. And this initiative that we would like to take on will be supported by Stripe, Pal Group, Daytona, and Mark Styler. And we're looking forward to this very much. Thank you. So there is no document that indicates when we will start in China. So we want to start within this year. Hopefully, there's a Singles Day, which is the 11th of November. So we want to be in time for the Singles Day. But when the release date is decided, we would like to inform you. Thank you for bearing with the long presentation. That is it from my side. And we have a lot of new initiatives, and what kind of organization would we have in order to make this happen? So there will be slight changes to the management. Well, first of all, we want to enhance the governance system, and now we have one outside director, and we want to increase it by one more, so it will be a total of two outside directors. And we want to slim down the board of directors so that we will be able to make decisions more speedily. And there will be separation of management and execution, namely from the 1st of May, we would implement the system of executive officers. Yusaku Maezawa, I will continue to be the president and representative director, and Mr. Yanagisawa, who also gave you the announcement, will stay as the executive vice president and CFO. And I have executive officers here with us. Mr. Takanobu Muto will be the executive officer starting on the 1st of May. So I would like to have them greet you. So it's the current officer, and from the 1st of May, he will be the executive officer, Mr. Muto. Hello. I will be the executive officer of EC Business Division. I am now the general manager, and from the 1st of May, I will be the executive officer of the EC Division. Hello. This is Hirose from Business Administration Division. For many of you, I have seen you through IR sessions. So I will look after the Business Administration Division and also IR Division. Hello, my name is Okura, in charge of the Fulfillment Division. So we will support the platform or the foundation of ZOZOTOWN. Hello. Good evening. I will be the executive officer of Hospitality Division. So as a name of the division, it's quite confusing. Basically, there's the customer support, which is the really only contact point that users have with us. So I'm in charge of the Hospitality Division. Hello. My name is Akiko Oishi. And I will be the Deputy Director of Communication Design. Now I look after CSR, and last year we have also written this in the financial results summary. We are now in the process of constructing a new office in Nishichiba, the West Chiba, so I will continue to be in charge of that. And I also would like to aim for enhancement of CSR. Thank you. Hello, nice to meet you. So I am here for the China business as well as the ZOZO suit and also the private brand. And I apologize for the inconvenience that we have caused you through our private brand business. But I would like to ask for your kind support going forward. So my name is Ito. Hello. I'm in charge of the marketing team. And I will be the director in charge of the entire ZOZOTOWN business from the 1st of May. My name is Mr. Sawada. Hello, this is Yanagisawa. I will continue to stay as the Executive Vice President and CFO, especially mainly for the financial aspect, and I will have touch points with you going forward as well. Once again, this is Maezawa. I will be the President and Representative Director. I will concentrate on our main businesses. And now I would like to open up for questions. So we have all of the board of directors. So if you have questions to specific board of directors, please give a name, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Now, this will conclude the live streaming